Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you happen to be catching this. It is Michael here, and we are in Time to Thrive. It is December the 4th, 2025. Hello to everybody who's here, and hello to all the watchers. This, you guys, is a very exciting time to thrive for a couple different reasons. One, it's not the last one before the end of the year. We do have one more in 14 days on the 18th, but we are gearing up for the end of the fiscal year. And so I want to make sure we put a bow on everything for the year, and then we'll have a bit of time off. But also today, the education topic is one of my absolute favorites because it's how local business owners can really systemize a lot of their process to make things easier, simpler, faster, more effective, and to ensure that key sales don't slip through the cracks for absolutely no reason except you don't have a good system. Wouldn't it suck that somebody is right there ready to buy from you, but you have a terrible system to follow up with them and there's nothing going on, and suddenly that sale just falls through the cracks? Like, Gigi, wouldn't that be brutal? Terrible? There's a person right there that want to hand you cash, and like, I don't know how, and Gigi's just forgotten about me. So it's like, yeah. So we're going to dive into that specific system later on today during our education session. And the other part for me, that's exciting is this is the final piece of all the Time to Thrive coachings. That means that all of them have now been organized, they've all been structured. And so this was kind of the last one to make sure that we've got everything in order to succeed with it. So also very, very cool, very exciting. All right, so without further ado, are we ready to get rocking and rolling here, you guys? I can start up my PowerPoint and get going. Yeah? Okay, perfecto. Good morning, Mr. Andrew Dove.
Good
Let's
morning.
go from beginning. Do, do, do. And there we are. I will share screen here real quick. All right. There we are. By show of thumbs up, can everybody see my PowerPoint? Right there, my beautiful PowerPoint, my lovely orange Time to Thrive coaching. We're all good? Okay, cool. So let's get started. I just want to make sure I've got a new microphone, you guys. So can everybody hear me okay? Does it sound clear? Is it loud enough? Everybody good with that? Can everybody hear me? Okay, Andrew's giving me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. As long as Andrew can hear me, it's the only thing that's really important. As long as Andrew can hear me, that's good.
I
All
can
right.
hear you, but I won't remember anything today.
You're not going to remember anything?
It was a late night and
Oh,
early morning. Good 3 hours sleep.
oh goodness. We won't ask. We won't ask. Not in public. All right. So we are going to zero in and get nice and focused today. We'll do our checkpoints and check-ins document. We will do our roundtable and hot seat coaching elements. And then we're going to dive into the level up lessons, which today, drum roll, make you happy drinka, is all about your sales pipeline. How to structure it, how to build it, what are the key questions and key systems that you need to have in it, and also how Hourglass helps you automate that whole process, which is very exciting. So that's what we're on to today. But of course, before we get there, I've got to hear your voices. So let us open up our microphones, please. And we are going to dive into this particular little poem here. So I'll wait for Michelle to crank open her microphone. We have some people that are watching and they're not able to join on camera today. But if you can open your microphone and join us and look foolish while you're driving or something like that, Janine, that's totally fine with me. So if you guys are ready, let's get going in three, two, one. My
My
mind
My
is
mind
mind
a
is a
is a
garden,
garden.
garden.
my
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 thoughts
thoughts
are
are
thoughts
the
the
are the
seeds,
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 and I
and
can
and
I
I
grow
can
can
grow
grow
flowers
flowers,
or I
flowers.
can
I
or
grow
I
can
can
grow.
grow
weeds.
weeds.
Exactly. Lovely. Give each other a round of applause. Well done, you guys. As usual, terribly wonderful all at the same time. Okay, so let's talk weeds. Let's talk weeds, everybody. What are a weed or multiple weeds that are holding you back or dragging you down at the moment? What's holding you back? Is this a mindset challenge you're running into? Is it a focus challenge you're running into? And no, I'm not talking about you, Kat. I promise I'm not talking about Kat. Is this a A relationship challenge. Are there people in your life that aren't serving you right now in the way that can really help you get to where you want to go? We all have gremlins, right? We all have these little gremlins in our lives. Some of them we create ourselves, but we all have gremlins that creep up and tell us that we can't do what we want to do. We're not going to be able to accomplish it. We're not good enough. We're not this. We're not that, right? We all have these gremlins, don't we? So is it a gremlin that's showing up in your life? And write down one or two weeds that are preventing you from getting to where you want to go, because those are things that over the next few weeks you want to pluck. Mr. Phil Conway, welcome to the call, my friend. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. So weeds, Phil, that's where we're at, my friend. You missed the poem. I think he waited just long enough so he didn't have to sing, he didn't have to talk through it with us. Um, so give me a yes in the chat, you guys, once you've got your weeds written down. And of course, we'll take a look at tackling those weeds when we have a chance further on in the call. But get a weed out of your brain and get it down onto paper. So, and in the chat there, let me know once you've got it. Let's see. Michelle's got hers. Perfect. Thank you, Michelle. Phil's got his. Gigi's got hers. Excellent. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. And these can be frustrating, you guys. They could totally be frustrating. I get it. Um, but what is her name? Can't remember her name right now. Anyway, she wrote the book called The Artist's Way. Oh, hang on a second. Here it is. Julia Cameron. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you haven't looked at this book before, it's very good. It's called The Artist's Way. And she talks about an exercise about dumping information out of your brain and getting it down onto paper and how powerful that can be of getting it out of your head, right? And down onto paper as a daily process. And so this is the great Tim Ferriss swears by this book and that particular practice. And so it's a great thing to do is to get these weeds out of your mind and get them down onto paper. Okay, perfect. Looks like everybody's got their weeds done. That's good. That's good. All right, let's move forward. So, checkpoints and check-ins, you guys. This is the accountability section of our morning. So, checkpoints and check-ins documents. These are crucial to understanding the key performance indicators of your business. So, I will give you guys a few minutes to take a look at those numbers. What was your revenue goals? Did you hit it? What were your sales goals? Did you make that many? How many leads did you want to have? Did you collect that many? Et cetera, right? These are key performance indicators. And as we talked about before in reference to you, Michelle, and to other VIP clients like Kat, some of those KPI stuff are things that certainly we find out for you and talk about. But your revenue and your sales and your leads goals are all personal ones that you should have fleshed out and figured out for sure. Where do you want those things to be at? Now, of course, in your case, we haven't quite got to selling yet, but that's a different question. Okay. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to whip down these numbers, right? And especially if you guys are struggling to make regular sales, then the KPI that you want to be tracking would be what? If you're not making regular sales and not having regular sales meetings, what is the key performance indicator that your business is still moving in the right direction? What do we think?
Leads.
Correct, sir. Leads, absolutely. You want leads, right? And then your Instagram and your Facebook KPIs are going to be indicators that those leads are either not coming or they are coming. What you're doing is working, right? I'll give everybody another minute or so to flesh out these numbers. Now, these are the types of numbers that I'll track literally on a daily or a weekly basis, you guys. No problem, Kat. So these are numbers that I track on a weekly basis for my own business. I don't wait for 2 weeks. I want to track these on a weekly basis. So these are the things that, literally the exact numbers that I'm looking at every single week for my own personal companies and going, okay, where are things at? We have quite robust report cards for just about pets, each different department and how those are going. And so those all factor in on a weekly basis to a grander look at things like this checkpoints and check-ins document. Okay, so by quick show of hands, who was able to hit their revenue goals? Yeah, way to go, Darinka. Nice. Well done. Well done, Darinka. Okay, perfect. And who was able to hit their sales goal? So, like, they made the number of sales they wanted to make. Anybody able to hit their sales goal? So, Darinka hit her revenue goal, but not her sales goal. Interesting. So, what does that tell us? If Darinka hit her revenue goal, but not her sales goal, what does that tell us? What do you think, Darinka? What does it tell you?
I still need to work on following up with people and getting more customers, I would
Sure,
imagine.
it's not an indicator of a bad thing. It was
Yeah.
to me, it was an indicator that you've been able to take up your average sale, right? The
Yes, yeah,
amount.
when you look at the numbers, yeah, yes.
See what I'm getting at, you guys? The average amount someone is spending when they walk into Dorinka's store has gone up. Therefore, she didn't need as many sales to hit her revenue goal. That's what that tells me. That's the only thing that that number tells me at this point, Dorinka, without diving into all sorts of other metrics. That's the only thing that tells me is that over the last 2 weeks, you've been able to generate more dollar per visit, or in the business world, we call it cart value, average cart value, right? So shopping cart value, as it were. So average value has gone up, which is great. Good. If she hits her sales goals, her revenue will increase. Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So she makes, if she had, for example, 50 sales and she hit her revenue goal, but she wanted 60 sales, well, if she hit her six, now she goes to 60 sales, it's likely her revenue goal is going to have to go way up because she's making more per sale. Perfect. There you go. Basic math. Well done, y'all. All right. How about leads goal? Did anybody hit their leads goal for the last 2 weeks? By a show of hands, anybody hit their leads goal for the last couple of weeks? Yay! Way to go, GG. Nice. Nice. We got some wins. We got some wins. I love it. Okay, perfect. So Gigi hit her leads goal. That's excellent. And then, so let me quickly ask the question to Andrew and Phil, for example. Okay. Your leads goals, you guys, did you miss them by a little or did you miss them by a lot?
I don't have anything specific. The last 2 weeks, I've done zero advertising or again on Meta till I feel more
Right.
confident in the process. So that's definitely affected any potential leads on that end. And then yeah, then with the market wise and in-person stuff, it's slow and try to make more connections that way to get
Okay.
future leads. I have a couple meetings from the chamber event that we were at together. I've have a set up a couple meetings with people there, so
Okay.
that's good that way. But
Yeah. So was this one of the things we ran into about a year ago too, Andrew, was the question of how do you flip somebody from conversation to lead in your industry,
yeah,
right? So one of the key elements for you, my friend, is to go, what can I do that is relatively unique to Andrew in the area, right? That can flip somebody from being just someone who I'm talking to actually a lead. Is there a way to do that? And once you figure that out, it's far easier to qualify who is an actual lead versus who is just chewing up time or
yeah.
nurturing relationships, as we'll call it.
Yeah, so I'd say for me, the people I've made appointments with, there's a realtor and a lawyer, so they're both field relevant, more referral partners than direct
Okay.
client,
So
direct lead.
then, for your sake, you might want to change or at least add to this document referral partners,
Referral partner.
right? So you see what I'm getting at, you guys? You got to make some of these metrics your own. So if underneath, right, if Andrew was to build a spreadsheet, for example, that tracked a bunch of this stuff, he could put into that spreadsheet referral partners. My 2 week goal for referral partners is 5. How many did I get? Right? So then you know that the networking that you're doing, the time you're investing, is bearing some fruit. And you could even, when we get later on today, Andrew, into the sales pipeline elements, you could even build inside Hourglass if you wanted to, or build it just out in a spreadsheet to start with before you get into the software, an actual tracking process that says, okay, these are my referral partners. How many did I add this week? Who are they? What's their contact information? What's their ideal client profile?
Yeah.
Right? And then you're able to actually track that. And yes, it's not a sales pipeline, but really a sales pipeline is just a term for journey of a person in your network, right? Like a journey of someone who you're connected to that could lead to sales. So this could be somebody who it's like, okay, if I want a referral partner, right? A, I want to have a first meeting with them. Okay, these are all the people I have first meetings with. Like that's the first stage of the pipeline. Second stage is that we've agreed, we have some sort of, you know, it's not an MOU because it's not that refined, but we have a memorandum of understanding as far as what our referral relationship looks like, right? Clarify this stuff because what I find is a lot of people get into the referral elements, Andrew, and their system for doing it is murky. And what do we know about things that are murky? As a general rule, you guys, what do we know about things that are murky or that are unclear?
Lose clients. They get
Yeah, so
confused.
that's right, right? When something is murky or it's unclear, right? If water is murky and unclear, do you know what's beneath it? No. So are you going to jump into it right now if you can't see the bottom, if you don't know what's down there? So when things are murky and they're unclear, two things happen. One, the other person doesn't trust you the way you want them to. And two, you don't have the confidence that you can have because your structure is murky and unclear. This makes sense, everybody? So the people that I've seen succeed the most in the real estate industry, Andrew, whether it's in the mortgage broker side of things or the real estate side of things, they have an incredibly structured way that they do their referrals because it is a huge trust factor for them, somebody to refer you. Therefore, they want to know that you're really organized, that you've got it all together, and there's real structure to even how you process that entire sequence of events.
That's one of my weeds is a focus structure. My day-to-day things. So
Perfect. Love it. Okay, there we go. So think about that when we get into the sales pipeline process later on today. You have less control over the sales pipeline process for an actual mortgage broker client because there's a lot of structure already built into that, a lot of rules and restrictions and everything else. So there should be. Think about it then from the referral side or the lead side of what you want to do when we're talking about it later. Awesome. Okay, Phil, how about yourself? You're not getting the amount of leads that you want. Were you close to getting it or were you far away from getting it?
Interesting. It was a couple of people that were contacting me in regards to other things I've done in the past. So it tells me that they're seeing. I thought they weren't even connected with me. So so that was interesting. I said, okay, I'm hearing from people who I haven't heard from. That's good. And we want to build that out and boost it so they really know, have a clearer picture of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have one particular gig, which is kind of among disruption of the holidays and things that happened last week. I have a large client that's going to be an extended period, so the focus has been on them and getting them up and started as a startup type of thing. So
Okay.
that's where it's taken my energy at the moment, going back and forth, and that kind of thing. So that's where I've been in the weeds. So I have to get out of that, get some clarity with where we stand with that project, and either put it to the side or get off the proverbial pot whenever thing is
Okay.
happening. So yeah,
Okay.
that's
Good.
where I've been.
Yeah. Well, and what's important about that, Phil, is what is going to qualify you to make that? What's going to be the qualifier to make that decision?
I can't
The
want it more than they want it.
well,
Uh,
that for
but
sure,
yeah,
right? But ultimately, like what has to be there for you to say yes versus say no, right? And just we don't, you don't have to tell me right now, but it's just
Yeah.
like, that is a really important definer for you, right? Like I'm looking at a business deal on the table right now, and there's certain things that need to be there for me to say yes. There's certainly certain things that need to be there for them to say yes, right? And a lot of that has to do with the specific criteria that I want to accomplish and that they want to accomplish. So defining that is really, really important.
And I attracted somebody who is developing a what do you call it? Like a Facebook referral, like to build up the algorithm. You know, bunches of people that come together to
Yeah,
comment and build out. So that's a good way. Another way to be boosting videos if I can get active with them. So there's
right.
you know there's a ton more I can be doing, and I just say, hey, I have to do it. I
Yep,
can't talk about it. I have to just take the actions and
yep,
do it.
absolutely. And I just want to mention you guys, like as you're building out these leads and your KPIs on Facebook and Instagram, right? That people are using artificial intelligence and AI stuff all over the place, right? But it is still a ways away from catching up to an authentic human. And so the more authentic you can be, the more you're in front of a camera, you are you talking to people with your cadence and your rhythm and all these things, the better your brand is going to attract. Because I tell you right now, over the next 12 months, and pardon my language on this, people are going to get really fucking tired of seeing AI videos. We're going to get really tired of it. I don't know about you guys, but my Black Friday news feed was jammed with gurus who have invested in artificial intelligence tricks, tips, hacks, and tools, right? That are not about creating an authentic human being in front of a camera. They're all about trying to make life easy for Gigi by creating an AI avatar of Gigi
Mhm.
and then having the AR avatar do all the talking while you collect all the money on the other side. And trust me, you guys, that equation will not work for a very long period of time if it even works today. It's just not going to work. So please ignore that nonsense. It's not true. It's not going to work. These are people trying to make a very fast dollar off of you. And I'm telling you right now, within 8 months from now, you're all going to be looking at your social media feeds going, why the hell am I looking at another AI version of Phil Conway instead of the real Phil Conway? Right? And it will be infuriating for a lot of us. So don't bother. You are you. You are brilliant. You are powerful. You are fantastic. Stay you. Stay you, serving your audience in front of the camera. As Phil was just talking about, making connections, building out your network of people that'll engage with what you do. That is going to be the magic dust. I promise. I promise. I promise. Okay? All right, cool. So let's go around the horn and write down wins and challenges. I'll give you guys 60 seconds here. Write down what a couple of wins were for you, one or two wins, and what is your major domino challenge? The challenge that when we talk about later in your roundtable coaching session, you can knock over one big domino. You can knock over and it can change everything for you. So, what would be that challenge, and what are a couple of wins from the last few weeks? Oh, Gary G.
Yeah, I'm driving, but I'll listen.
Yeah. A lot of people driving around, commuting. This time of the year, when you're doing Zoom calls like this and coaching sessions like this, people get so busy with shopping and getting things done and all this stuff. And Gary just moved. It's hilarious how many times I've run these and people are on their phones in their cars. It's great. But they're committed. That's what we love, right? But they're committed. So, wins and challenges, you guys. Wins and challenges. And just type in the chat, you guys, once you've written down your wins and challenges so we know. for Andrew and I, staving off the child colds, as those little ones bring back all these fascinating viruses.
Yeah, had a nice one on Monday.
Oh,
I
God.
was with her all day.
Yeah, brutal. So just write down, you guys, or give me a thumbs up here in the video that you've got your wins and your challenges all ready to go, and then I'll know that we can move forward. Okay, Andrew's got his. Great. Thank you, buddy. Okay, Michelle's got hers. Awesome. Drinka, you got yours. Perfect. Thank you. And just those who are watching, not on camera, if you just want to pipe in for a second, let me know if you have some wins to share. That would be great. Then I know to jump to you. And we lost Gigi briefly to the phone, so she will be back. Okay, well, let's start up on the top of my screen here. So, Miss Darinka, what were a win or two from the last couple weeks for you?
The email that I worked on yesterday and scheduled, I actually got responses from finally. I did. So to
Nice.
me, that was, but I worked with ChatGTP to get that subject that it would catch somebody's attention because I could ramble on all I want within the email, but I wanted them to open up this one and it was fun. Like ChatGTP gave me like 10 options and the one I chose, people were opening.
And what was the one you chose, Darinka?
Uh, this is your last call for the canine order.
Ah,
Yeah. So I know I would have opened it if I saw that subject line. Right.
so what is that can everybody tell us why that subject line would get opened? What do we think? Darinka, do you know why?
They don't want to miss that last call. It's like, what is it about? Like they don't want to miss out if it's something important for themselves and their dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michelle's got it. Urgency. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have both urgency and scarcity in those two words, last call, right? One, it's happening now, and two, it's going to be over, right? So, yeah, absolutely, Michelle. Perfect. Yep. The urgency is right there. So and these are universal concepts, you guys, right? So last call works all the time. News flash works all the time, right? Um, there's all those sort of like headline tricks that get us to, or breaking news, right? Or breaking results, something like that. Those are all really good headline stoppers that get the human brain to stop
I did a
and pay
few
attention.
test emails too, and actually the first one that I thought would be effective
Hmm.
when it reached into my inbox, the first three words didn't catch my attention. So then I went to one where the first three words, because sometimes not everything will show up in the
Yes.
email inbox, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So doing that test email to see what like somebody would see really makes a difference.
Beautiful. Yep, absolutely. And I get your emails every couple of days, so they're great. Good job.
Thank
Very
you.
good job. Yeah, yeah. Email marketing, you guys. It works. It works. Once you've grabbed their contact info, you don't want to stop making them aware that you're there. So perfect. Good. Well done, Brika. Okay, Phil, how about yourself? What's a couple wins from the last few weeks?
So for me, the couple ones, nurturing relationships. Someone had reached out to the videos and wants to start a mastermind, so having conversations, that's a good thing. Also sequencing and putting a strategy together for where to be focusing on, like step one, step two, step three. When I have someone come into my world, okay, let's do this, and kind of it's a more of a testing out to see how compatible we will be together before he's
Mm.
taking a bigger step. And I put a sequence of that for myself together. Um, yeah, just those are the two big wins that I could in nurturing relationships personally too. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it, buddy. Great. Great. Thank you. Michelle, how about yourself?
I think I'm done with my logo, maybe.
Okay.
I might have one little tweak to it, but I'm not sure if I just want to call it good and move on.
Okay. I got your messages. I have not had a chance to open them yet,
That's
but
okay. I figured
we will
that.
do that. Yeah.
That and I now have a new client in Canada.
Woohoo! Yay. Okay. And
So I'm global now.
there you go. You're international.
I'm international.
I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Great, Michelle. Perfect.
Yeah.
And Mr. Andrew.
I guess my big win, I guess, is I think I mentioned it last week. I think I'm doing an 8-part down payment miniseries, so I have that all scripted out and all filmed now. So I just need to go through and edit the last 7 of them.
Okay.
So that'll be good for content wise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I had a a refinance fund last week, so I got one more file done for the year. So it's good timing for that. So it's helps with the confidence when you actually yeah have a client get a mortgage funded.
Yeah, no
Sometimes
kidding,
it can
right?
be a struggle.
I mean, it's as you and I've talked about, the mortgage industry is great once you're established. It's just such a tricky thing to get established and get the actual dollars rolling because it's such a, I mean, how often do people need mortgages? Every 3 to 5 years. It's not like it's a repeat sale all the time. So it's great.
Yeah, and then a lot of them have the relationship already too with their either their bank, which they
Totally.
shouldn't have, or a mortgage broker helped them before, and they stay loyal if they make any effort to contact them during the 3 to 5 years, they're more than likely to stay with them. But
There you go.
so yeah, it's developing those relationships. Same with Phil, yeah, nurturing relationships and trying to grow them,
Mhm.
which takes a lot of time.
Yep. And you're that idea that you are helping with first time home buyers. So in the sense that you're getting in there before they've made other decisions becomes crucial, right? Like I
Yeah,
was reading a stat a long time ago, you guys, and I proved this very, very true that most people have made almost every single major financial decision of their life, like who they're going to work with and who they're going to trust and how they want to do things before the age of 25. Right? They've decided whether buying a house is going to be their number one priority. They've decided who they're probably going to work with for these things. They've decided who they're going to get their credit cards from. They've decided who's going to do their banking. Right? All of those major financial decisions, a lot of them have made before their age 25. So got to get there early. Love it, Andrew. Good job. Okay. What about Gary? Can Gary share any wins for the last couple of weeks? I know he moved. That's a big win. But I don't know if he could pop on here or not. We'll see. Nothing from Gary yet. Okay. Kat, how about yourself? Are you able to share anything right now on the mic?
Sorry, I got kid. Yeah, I got no, mommy's on the phone, baby. Okay. Uh, I had 2 people asked for my sleep book, and that was great. That's a start.
Yeah. Well, I think there's three, Kat. There's three, but the one guy
Oh,
just
is
didn't
it 3?
respond. Yeah, there's another
Oh, okay.
one. There was another one today or this morning.
Oh, I just respond. Okay, I'll double check that. Been kind of scrambling today. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, awesome. Janine, are you able to share anything at all about wins for the last couple weeks? Okay, doesn't sound like it. All right. And we did Gary, we did Janine, we did Kat. And I don't know if Gigi, are you back yet? I don't know if Gigi's back yet or not. Okay. So, excellent, you guys. So now let's dive into the challenges. So congrats on your wins. Give everybody a round of applause. Well done. Good stuff, good stuff. And so let's dive into challenges. I'm going to share my screen real quick. We'll go over the rules of our game here. So, stating our challenge. Remember, you want your challenge to be stated succinctly in under 30 seconds. 2 weeks ago when I timed it, the average challenge statement was 72 seconds. Right? So when you've got only 4 to 5 minutes of getting advice and getting guidance from the table, using 72 seconds instead of 30 chews up a big chunk of your time, right? So we want to make sure that whatever challenge you've got, you can state it in a succinct statement. Show a thumbs up. Everybody got that? Right? Should be able to state this thing succinctly. Clarity and focus is indicative of being able to give you the right help. Take down all the ideas. There's no bad ideas in this type of situation. And then because you can combine ideas, you can pick one that's going to be great, right? And then at the end, I want to make sure, right, that you're writing down the ideas and you've got one circled. You've got one or two that you could blend together, right? But you've got something actionable moving forward so that this process is really valuable to you guys. Does that make sense, everybody? Oops. Pick the button here. Go backwards. There we go. Okay, perfecto. So I'm going to grab my clock app. I will keep time. We should have a good 5 minutes for everybody here, which is great. And then we'll dive into the other things in a moment. So I've got the timer, 5 minutes. Okay, perfect. So we'll go back to the same sequence. We'll go Drinka, Phil, Michelle, Andrew. All right. So let's start off with Darinka. It is your 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Right. This might be an easy one. So we all use different apps with our videos, like Descript. I'm just trying to think of other, and teleprompter and that. Now we all have the option to have a free account. Is there anyone here that has got a paid account? And is it worth getting? Especially, I guess, more so the Descript, because when I see my videos posted, the watermark is down on the bottom. It doesn't bother me, but aside from that, are there any beneficial benefits to having a paid, like the premium options?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anybody use any premium software for video or graphic editing?
I have Canva. I have a subscription to Canva, but I'm not sure how it differs from Descript at all, 'cause I haven't even looked at Descript. But I know recently Canva in the last month has a lot of new features onto it that I haven't played around with. But yeah, it's hard to say. I haven't really tested any other ones
So,
to
Andrew,
compete.
do you use Canva to edit your videos?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, 'cause they have auto tech captions, stuff like that. Then you can create small little videos with AI stuff for if you want small little clips and all that stuff. It's definitely got better since in the last 6 months compared to when I started using it. Because
Yeah,
before it took
yeah.
me like 4 or 5 hours to edit a video, especially with having to type in your words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's different. There's obvious features on the subscription model that aren't available, but I'm not sure what the base model includes or not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Michelle probably doesn't have any of those subscriptions because we do that. So all the editing and captions done by my own internal team for Michelle. Phil, do you have any that you use?
I don't use any of the premium. I use all the no cost at this moment. And when I'm at the point where I do want to be finding out a way that I can shorten my time by paying and getting some extra things, but right now I'm just using the free access.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so I know we use paid versions of Canva, we use paid versions of Descript. Um, I know that for graphic work, if you're doing anything like that, Darinka, I've been branching into other tools beyond Canva because I find Canva's artificial intelligence or even Chat GPTs when it comes to the graphic stuff goes really off the rails a little bit, right? Like they'll make up words or they'll just jumble letters together and stuff like that. So if I need quick graphics, I'll use Gemini's tools quite often. I find them more trustworthy that way from a graphic perspective. Um, but we pay for a pretty high level plan of Descript, right? And the thing that I'll tell you right now is that it makes a difference when it comes to sound quality. So you can put AI tools on there that will improve sound quality. So like if Michelle sends us a video, for example, and she's a little quiet in the video and there's some background noise that's basically coming in at the same type of volume level, the AI tools inside Descript will adjust. They will take her up and take the background noise down,
Okay.
right? Automatically. Um, they'll add in so you can take a longer video and with Descript's paid for tools, it will chop it up into smaller sections, right? Like you can suggest chop these sections into different pieces and it will give you separate chunks, right? So if you wanted to take a 5 or 10 minute video where you're educating and get, 3 or 4 30 to 45 second clips out of that video, Descript will certainly help with that. And those are all paid version elements. So, and the paid version of Descript is not super duper expensive if there's just you using it, right? It can get a little out of hand when you've got multiple users in there. And quite often it's just simply about volume of data. Like how much are you transferring in? How many hours of video are you getting it to work on, right? And that's the big defining factor.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that entirely helps, but that's just what I've found.
It does, because it's forever saying upgrade, or
Sure.
even actually real quickly with Chat GTP, it says you can get a upgrade to free. I know, woohoo.
Yeah. 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 So
Okay.
ChatGPT is very good at like I paid for a ChatGPT service as well because I use it so much. We need so many questions. But I don't find the graphic stuff anywhere near as good as I want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Okay,
good.
cool.
Thanks.
Great question. Yeah, yeah. All right, Mr. Phil, state your challenge, sir.
Yeah, one of the things with the challenge is there's this knowing doing gap. I know what I need to be doing, and I'm not focusing enough on it. So I'm aware of that. And that comes down to Hourglass, getting myself connected in all the social media things and working through distractions and disruptions that happen. Like last week, we had, my personal space because of holidays and everything like that. I got to stay focused and get connected. So the challenge is getting the videos, posting them, scheduling them to be posted, and I just have to dedicate myself. I guess that's the word. Getting it done. I know what I need to be doing. I'm just not doing what I know I need to be doing.
Okay. Anybody have any thoughts on that for Phil? Michelle seems to be able to relate.
Yeah, that's kind of my struggle too, same as Phil. It's yeah, focusing on stuff. So like I know for me, I think I know what I need to do, which is like more time blocking and actually scheduling out my day. So I follow the tasks. I've done that a couple of times and I'm way more productive than if I just wing the day. Got my big events scheduled, and then everything around that is just what I feel like doing. Then I'll go down the rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think because that's mine. Yeah, I think is creating a daily schedule or maybe a weekly schedule with may have some flexibility in there, but the main thing to get done, have it time blocked so you're able to get it done in that time without distractions. And yeah, if it's email comes in, just ignore it because it's not supposed to be done, or get a phone call and call them back. But it's a challenge. There's no one there to whip you in line.
Yeah, I went to post a couple of videos on location, and then of course there's a Wi-Fi kind of technical. I got shut off, and because of either it was a cellular connection or a Wi-Fi, and I wasn't able to do the video as I wanted it to come out. So I was trying to do it spontaneous. So I got to plan them and just do the videos instead of like taking a spontaneous moment to just try to capture myself somewhere that relates to a lesson I'm trying to teach. But then I have to post the stupid video, not just keep it there. That's the key.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, your spontaneous videos, those are good too, because that's more of a relatable thing than the scripted stuff too. But I need to do more of those. yeah, spontaneous videos so people like connect with you better, see what you actually do in your day-to-day life. So it's builds a relationship with your clients, potential clients.
Mm.
But yeah, it's find the balance, I guess.
So when it comes to this type of thing, Phil, there's a Tony Robbins quote that I always relate to, which is that in life we rarely get what we want. We get what we tolerate,
True.
right? And somewhere along the line, um, a lot of people make decisions that their time is less valuable than their money. You only have two resources in life to work your business, you guys. You have time and you've got money. That's it. Those are the two things you've got. You know, I had a client, she's not a client currently, but want me to do some things and make access to certain things without having to pay for it. And to me, it was indicative of someone who isn't valuing their time because she's not valuing mine. Right? And so, Phil, you got to ask yourself, why are you delaying these things? Why is this a self-image question that you have to challenge? Right? Is this I don't see myself as this type of person yet, so I'm not actually doing it, right? Which means you got to be it till you are it. The only way to get in shape is to go to the gym and do the things to get in shape. Like Andrew's in great shape as a human being, not because he woke up on a Sunday and just happened to be in great shape. It's because he dedicates hours of his week to being in the gym. So he wakes up one day and he's like, wow, I'm strong. It's not because he didn't do the reps and just imagined being strong one day. It's because he's done the reps and he's now strong. So if you want to be good at these things, if you want to be focused at these things, there's no magic secret sauce. There's no trick. It's consistently defining that element of your life to be such.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Thank you. I want to thank the Academy and you. And
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's all there is to it, you guys. There's no secret. There's no hack. Right? You have to understand how you work and then work yourself like a boss. If you were your boss today, would you be happy with your work? Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right, Phil. There is no try, just do. Exactly. Does that help, buddy? Yeah. And record those spontaneous videos. Just record them. If you can't go live, don't go live. Just record the video. It's on your phone and post it later when you have Wi-Fi. Right? Because those are great. Those ideas come to you. They're there for a reason. Lock them in. Okay, cool. Michelle, your 5 minutes.
So I realized, well, I knew for a long time that I really need to get organized. And I keep saying I need to do that, but I haven't done it yet. So I'm kind of piggybacking on Phil's thing. I know what I need to do, but I just need to do it. And part of the getting organized is getting people into the CRM,
Mm.
filling all that stuff out, and like onboarding people, like my new clients.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like a plan, I guess. Like I'm trying to figure out what's the easiest way. Do I just go in and put people in individually as I like find a slip of paper that has a name on? Do I do an Excel sheet and put a bunch of people in there and then import it? Like, has anybody else run into this that they need to organize their people and have processes?
Welcome back, Gigi. Well, they're all in business, Michelle, so they've all run into this, that's for sure. Every single one of them has a cheeky little twinkle in their eye that they've had to do this.
Yeah.
Andrew, what's your best way?
For me, I do it manually at the time. Otherwise, I'll forget to do it. And then I'll just go to my card of business cards or contact information, then I'll forget to do it completely. If you've been delaying it for like 5, 6 months, then your Excel is probably the best way to do it, just to export it. And once you're caught up, then I just put them all in the system. Time block a certain day on Friday between at 9 o'clock. Whoever I met this week is going to my CRM system. And then just have a set schedule so that it's dedicated for half hour to CRM for the week to update it once you're caught up.
So now, do you put that in a spreadsheet and then import it, or do you put them in individually into the CRM directly?
I just put them individually into the CRM.
Okay, thank you. Drinka's nodding. You do the same, Drinka? Okay. Do you have a process of onboarding new people? Like, um, I don't want to say, for example, like I, if I have a preferred client, like they place an order and then um, they get a free coupon, a free gift voucher that they can use within the next 60 days with like another minimum order, but they don't always know that. And I forget to tell them sometimes. So I just had a person order and she missed the free shipping because it was less than, what Arbonne offers. So I felt bad because she had to pay shipping because I didn't tell her if she spent like 10 more dollars, she would have got it for free. So like I kind of want to get a system in place that says, thank you for ordering and being a customer of mine, but here's, how it works in the future if you want to do it or if you want me to do it either way. But I don't want to forget to tell them the information.
Oh, Michelle, then you were going to love the education portion of today because that's what a sales pipeline is all about.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not sure how you get how your clients, if you get information all the time, you just set up in your CRM, like once you have sales completed, and then the next day send a follow-up, the flyer email, just touch base with them. So that way, even if you do forget or do tell them, there's a reminder there. It's set goes automatically. Like for mine, the mortgage broker stuff, there's automatic. So if someone up for renewal, you'll get like 120 day. My system will send something out. 90 days, we'll send something out. Just keep in contact with them so they know you're need to get in contact with them if you're having trouble reaching them, or they'll reach out to you. Just having the reminder preset out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Very good stuff. I think what Andrew had mentioned, Michelle, was probably really great in the sense of if you have like 120 pieces of contact information that you need to enter, put it into a spreadsheet, right? If you've got like 25, put it into a spreadsheet. If you have 10, just get it into the CRM. You know what I mean? Like this is all about time efficiency. So I don't think there's any perfect way. There's no ideal way of doing it. It's just how fast, how much information volume have I got? Right? Like how many clients are we talking about? What's the number?
Well, I mean, I keep finding random slips of paper and names. I mean, I could probably have a couple hundred.
Yeah. So in that case, I
But
would
I also want
definitely
to
spreadsheet
I
them.
also want to keep notes on them too, but can I do that? Like when I've done it before, it just seemed complicated because there's so many fields. And then how do you replicate that in a spreadsheet to import all that?
Yeah. So you wouldn't put the fields into the spreadsheet. Okay. You would just put the contact information in, and then anything that you've got notes on, I'd just make a separate pile and go, once they're into the CRM, I can go in and then put a note in their customer, right?
Okay.
That's the
So
most
you would
effective
just
way
do
of doing it.
contact information in the
CRM.
spreadsheet
Yeah.
and then go into the CRM
Yes.
to do all the notes and whatever
Correct.
and follow up stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to adjust time a little bit, you guys, because Gigi's back. So we'll go 4 minutes for Andrew, 4 minutes for Gigi, then we'll get into the education section. We all good with that? Okay, awesome. Andrew, you're on the block.
Okay, yeah. Mine was very similar to Phil's. It's just the structure and focus. So what I need to do is I just need to start implementing it and planning ahead, and whether it's writing down the task for the day or doing time blocks for each single day. So it's like I said, my networking events all laid out that are planned, and then throughout that, it's something will come to mind, and I'll work on it. Then something else will come to mind, and I'll work on that, and I'll get nothing done.
Hmm.
Like example, like my CTSP stuff, I think I wanted to have like two of them done 2 weeks ago. I think I started on one, and then that's as far as it's gotten. And
Yeah.
then same with cold calling or reaching out to people too, and trying to build the connections too. I might do a couple, then I'll get sidetracked, and then not do it for another 2 or 3 days, and then it's been too long. So yeah, it's just a focus thing and the structure.
Okay.
But I think we already talked about mine with fails for the most part, so it's pretty much the same. His is more video content, mine is just more structure the entire day.
Right. Well, one of Napoleon Hill's 12 riches is self-discipline, right? And so for those who are having trouble with this particular angle, and I appreciate you saying we don't have to spend too much time on it, Andrew, but it's like, guys, you need to define what you want your day to look like. Because if I give you what my day looks like, it's like me giving you my clothes, Andrew. They're never going to fit you. I'm a heck of a lot smaller of a dude than you are. Right? So it doesn't matter that I give you my clothes, they don't fit you. And so this is why when you guys are looking for solutions, you're looking for tactics to solve something. But the tactics that solve it for me are different than what solve it for you. And my encouragement to you guys is just do it. If you don't like the way you did it yesterday, do it different today until you keep fine because there's no major secret here. You guys have all said it. You time chunk, right? You put big, huge sanctuary elements around those pieces of your schedule and say, I am not doing anything else but this. I'm not getting distracted by my phone. You guys know all the answers. There's no secret here. I'm not going to let social media distract me. I'm not going to let my beautiful kids distract me. I'm not going to let my wife distract me. I'm not going to let my partner distract me. I'm not going to let my family get in the way of me getting these things done, right? You know what all the distractions are. You know what all the challenges are. There's no one who's going to show up with some magic secret that's going to solve it for you except your own self-discipline to implement something to do it and then adjust, right? Remember, if I fly from Vancouver to go visit Michelle in the state of New York, okay, if I do that this tonight, the plane, right? You guys have all heard this before. The plane is off course 99% of the trip. It has to autopilot every minute to keep on track. And that's what the discipline is, you guys. There's no secret because shit's going to show up in your life. Things are going to get distracted. Your daughter's going to want your time, Andrew. Right? But the fact is part of one of the riches, the 12 riches, and financial security, financial wealth is the 12th of the 12 riches that Napoleon Hill talks about. It's the last one, right? Self-discipline is on there as one of the riches. And when you can implement it, man, do you feel powerful because you controlled your schedule. And that
Yeah,
leads into the confidence thing about systemization that we talked about before.
yeah. So I think for me, I think you do it too. The day before, make how to set, get your schedule set, and then the next
Sure.
day it's ready to go. It's right there. You know how to think about it.
And if that works for you, that works for you. That's great, right? Some people, they would want to set it the morning of. Some people would say the night that, like whatever works for you is going to work for you, Andrew. My encouragement, you guys, is to do
Just do it.
it, assess, and then keep going. I hated that. I don't want to do it in the night. I want to do it in the morning. Oh man, it felt really bad in the morning. I'm going to do it back at night again. Like you just have to adjust, you guys, right?
Yeah.
And that's the key. No, there's no magic secret. There's no guru who's going to pass down some specific thing, right? I wrote a book called 77 Productivity Shortcuts. 77 of them. Why did I write 77 of them? Because about 70 of them never worked for me. 7 did, but the 70 were still good ideas. They just didn't work for me, so I put them into a book. Right? I'll email that book to all you guys. I'll put it in the messenger or something like that so you can all browse through it because there's a whole lot of really cool ideas in there. And then you can use them, see which one works. Yeah, try them out like shoes. Okay, cool. Gigi, 4 minutes. What's your challenge there, Gigi's? Oh, you're muted there, love.
My challenge. Um, Probably the next challenge is setting up the CRM program so that I am being able to kind of track people and monitor the interactions that I've had with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, it's just
Well, I'll quickly jump in here, you guys, just for efficiency purposes. Gigi, in your back office in your members area of access or of content to cache, you've got a huge, um, um, not a huge course, but a course in there called Getting Started with Mamo, right? The original name of Hourglass. So you can go in there and it walks you through the whole process for sure. And I want you to start there. What I'll do is I will talk to Shelly, okay, who is my internal technician for Hourglass, and we'll see if we can line up some sort of hour and a half group call where she can walk you through a whole bunch of processes,
Awesome.
right?
That would be
But
awesome.
Gigi, I don't know when that's going to be. So in the
Mhm.
meantime, I don't want you to even think that that's going to happen. I want you to
Right.
ignore the fact that I'm setting that up.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I can't, like, I think I can set that up. I think I kind of already had started that, so I can do that. It's just a matter now. It's a matter of getting these people in and use my measuring stick to
Yeah.
measure, so I can measure what I'm my progress and what I'm
Well,
doing, because this is new for me. You know, this all this the following that I've created on TikTok, it feels so like one of the things that I realized was, that this group 7 thing is like, oh, we're all family. Everybody's still like, it's still going strong and like we're
mm,
family. And I'm like, so I'm seeing these videos of people like, for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, they didn't have their loved one with them. And it's like, oh, I could just start checking in. Hey, this is the holidays. I'm checking in and seeing how things are going, because it can be kind of rough for people at this time of
hmm.
year. And I think that that's a way. I'm already starting to, people are engaging with that. So
Love
I
it.
need to do more of that.
Love it. Well, and so what we're about to talk about from an education perspective, right? Our um, our education section today is all about establishing the structure to that follow-up process, the structure to that entire thing, right? And how you can basically create that inside Hourglass, because that seems to be a
Mhm.
bit of a theme today, right? How do I get Hourglass with all my CRM stuff and all this like how do I get that
Mhm.
structure? So this is perfect. Then my instincts were great in the sense, okay, this is what people really need is to understand how these pieces all fold together, right?
Yeah,
So that you're
I'm
going,
sure
okay,
there's
I've got leads at these different stages, right?
right. I think that's the thing, is that I don't know what I don't know. And I know
Correct.
that there's a lot that I don't know. But there's things that I know that are in there that's going to be helpful, and it's going to save me time, and
Hmm.
it's going to make me feel better because I'm actually tracking what I'm like. So I'm excited, Michael. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Good, good. Well, not as much a challenge there as a conversation. So, but that's good. That's good. Okay, by show of thumbs up, does everybody get some good stuff out of that? Okay, now before we leave the roundtable section of our Time to Thrive, please circle the thing you're going to do, or write down the thing you're going to do. What are you going to do to solve this problem? What are you going to do to solve it? You don't have to tell anybody. You just have to know it internally. And then, of course, hold yourself accountable to that solution, right? One of Napoleon Hill's other riches, freedom from fear. Don't be scared of making a decision, holding yourself accountable to that decision and seeing where it goes. Might turn out to be the wrong decision. Who knows? But you don't know until you do it, right? Okay, has everybody got one solution that they're going to follow up with and do? If I show up thumbs up, everybody got that? Okay, cool. All right. So let's get to our education portion of the Time to Thrive today. Ba-ba-ba. So, my loves, sales pipelines. So, what exactly is a sales pipeline? So, a sales pipeline is essentially a step by step illustration, a step by step process of how your prospects turn into leads, become customers, and then enjoy or go through the process of what it is to be a customer with your business or your service, your product or your service. Okay? It is essentially, we talk about client journey, you guys. Okay? And in the client journey process, remember we go through very much about where the client is at when they become part of your audience. So if Gigi's talking about her TikTok audience, it's like, okay, where are they at right now when they first encounter my videos? Where do they eventually get to when they're maybe thinking about joining one of my programs? What happens during the sales process, right? And you guys have often heard me define the client journey. Where is my hourglass? There it is, right? As an hourglass. Stop my share for a second, right? So talking about the client journey, right, where they encounter your program, right? If they are a grain of blue sand moving through, right, they're learning who you are, they're starting to get interested in what you have to offer. Boom, they see the offer, right, and they convert into a client, right? And then what's the journey after? So the client journey kind of goes through this whole process, right? They go through the whole process because we talk about a transformation, where they encounter you, all the way through to who they are, what they're like at the end. Okay, we've talked about that in the client journey education portion. Sales pipelines start specifically right about here. Okay, and lead to somewhere in around here. They don't start at the top because they have not entered into your sales pipeline world yet. Gigi can't put them into her sales pipeline. She doesn't have their contact information yet, right? Andrew can start somebody in the sales pipeline, but only once he's grabbed their contact information, which comes from up here, which is his networking stuff that he's doing right now, right? Does this make sense, everybody? Like this is him filling the hourglass at the top with people at the networking events. Then he takes them through the journey of becoming referral partners. Okay, so the sales pipeline is this section of what happens. And as you guys have mentioned a number of times, like how do I get the contact information in? How do I make sure that nothing's slipping through the cracks? Sales pipelines. Especially with a sophisticated and effective system like Hourglass, sales pipelines can be automated. How would it feel to know that every single person, when they go from lead to 7-day follow-up sequence, all get the same email sequence? They all learn the same things about your company, right? Michelle, those free shipping things never get lost because everybody gets that email automatically, right? How would that feel, you guys? Open up your microphones. Yeah, let me know. How would that feel? Right? Michelle's got her little hands going. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Gigi, would that be good?
For sure.
Yeah, right? Okay. So that's what this whole section is about. All right. And sales pipelines, I love this term. More deals die from silence than from objections. How many deals have we left on the table because we stopped talking to people? Not because they actually said no. We just stopped following up. Right? In drinking, the retail space, how much revenue did you lose in the last 3 or 4 years because you weren't sending emails? I got her head nodding like, oh my God. Right? I would think drink at this stage, you could probably suffice to say that you've missed between what, 45 and $70,000 in business because you weren't sending emails 4 or 5 years ago.
For sure. Yep.
Guys, 45 to 50 grand. Right? So, really critical element. And it's because Drinka went quiet. She got their contact information from somewhere, or they came into the store and she didn't wind up collecting it, or she got it but didn't follow up, and they found their raw food somewhere else. Or they just decided that was, maybe this or maybe it was that, and they never came back. So a pipeline ensures a steady automated sequence of connections so sales do not fall through the cracks. It is hard enough to get somebody to raise their hand as a lead. We don't want to lose them simply because we forgot to follow up with them. Make sense? It's like when I get upset with my customer service staff at the store sometimes because I'm like, guys, just about pets is a destination. It's not in a strip mall. It's not in a mall. Nobody's going to walk in accidentally. They have to know we're there, which is hard enough. They have to drive down our street purposefully, turn the signal on, park in our parking lot, undo the seatbelt, get out of the car, walk down the sidewalk, open the door, come all the way inside our business. And we're going to ignore them when they walk in? Right? Infuriating. They had to make a whole lot of commitments just to get through our door. Same thing for you guys. People have to make a whole lot of commitments to become a lead. Let's not drop the ball. Make sense? All right. Plus, we talked about this at the beginning, you guys. Systems build confidence. Systems build confidence. Right? Even when you're thinking about your product right now, Michelle, and how you want to lay out your your advocacy products, knowing exactly what they are and exactly what those deliverables are, don't they help? Wouldn't that help make you more confident being able to sell it? Knowing exactly what that is. Right? So confidence comes from having structure and systems that you know are in place that you know you can rely on. Okay? So that's a huge part of why sales pipelines work, is because they provide focus, they provide predictability, they shrink the sales cycle by a lot. Right? So we built out the sales pipeline for my friend Colin's company called Local Handyman. So he's got a company called Local Handyman Group, and they're up to 85 or 88 franchises now. And they've grown that in under, there they are. There you go. Show it again, Andrew. Yeah, show it again. Okay, there you go. So that is my good friend Colin's company. So, and he's the guy I mentored with him for years. And so Colin had me build out his sales pipeline for Local Handyman Group. So this is when he goes to a trade show. This is when he acquires a lead, right? He has a 365-day sales pipeline. Right? So all the way from when Phil initially raises his hand and says, I'm interested in becoming a franchise, all the way through to following up continuously, not every day, okay? Don't think about it like that, but just making sure there's a follow-up process that is happening over the course of an entire year to ensure that Phil as a lead doesn't fall through the cracks. If Phil is not interested within 12 months of becoming a franchise owner, that was the end of our specific follow-up sequence. That was the end of the sales pipeline we built. Now, I think he's built it out further than that, but that was the initial one we built for him. Does that make sense, you guys? Right? And they went from having 4 or 5 franchises to 88 of them in both Canada and the States in under 2 years. And the franchises are almost 100 grand a piece, right? Between trucks and franchisee and stuff like that. So it's taken off very fast for him. And so they're gonna sell that company probably in the next 24 to 36 months. But the fact is that's what a sales pipeline can do for you, right? It fills it, gives you confidence, pushes forward. And the sales cycle shrunk considerably for him and his team because of the follow-up, because nothing was being left to chance. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, cool. So, what are the details for your sales pipeline? What needs to go in? So this is an example of what a sales pipeline inside Hourglass looks like. Okay, so you see a series of stages going from left to right in this particular image. And this is just a generic one, okay? But they're going from left to right. So a new lead comes in. Are they a hot lead, right? Who's done a booking request? Who's confirmed? Who's sold, right? And you can go sales won, sales lost. You can build out a robust sales pipeline. It can be as detailed and nuanced as you want it to be. All right? But here's some core mechanics about your sales pipeline. First of all, you guys, write these down. What are the rules to go from one stage to the next or to enter into the next stage? Okay, so for example, if we're talking about Andrew's referral pipeline, what are the rules for them to become a referral lead, Andrew? How does that qualify? Well, I have to have met them, shaken their hand in person at a networking event, right? Or we had to have had a one-on-one conversation over Zoom. I have to have met them personally. Maybe that's the rule, right? See what I'm getting at, you guys? What's the rule? Like, Michelle, if somebody becomes a lead for your services, what's the rule to enter into the leads? What is the rule for them to become a hot lead? Right? Hot leads have we've had 3 separate conversations that they want to jump in, right? That they're interested in this, right? What becomes a hot lead? Now, you don't have to have hot leads in your system, you guys. I'm just giving you examples. Okay? So what are the rules for one person moving from one stage to the next or to enter into the sales pipeline? Right? So in Gigi's case, if she's following up with people on TikTok, let's say, okay? So let's say, I'm going to annotate this for a sec. Let's say this is a TikTok one, Gigi. We'll use you as an example, okay? So here we might say new leads. To qualify as a new lead means they've interacted with you or they've commented on one of your videos. And so you might not have their exact contact information, but you can put their name in here, or at least their TikTok name. And you can say, okay, so they're a lead. To move them to the hot lead section, or it doesn't have to be hot leads, we can call this something else, like first touch point or something like that. I have to have sent them a message. That's the rule. Hey, thanks for interacting with my video, or thanks for watching my video. Just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing well. Maybe that's your message. I don't know. But you can track. So Diana Ross now moves over to this side. And then this might not be booking requests. This might be convos. Don't mind my writing. And so this happens. The rule for here means they've responded to you. You started a conversation. So I moved Diana Ross to here. Now I move Diana Ross to conversations. And so every morning, Gigi can open up her hourglass, look at her opportunities tab, and go, this is where all these people are at. Does this make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't lose any of this stuff. Okay, cool. I want to clear off my drawings and stop this. Okay, excellent. So actually, I can annotate again. All right. Review schedule. And I just mentioned it. Are you reviewing every day or do you take a look every morning? Andrew was looking for some structure to his days. Does one of the things he does in his morning routine is open up his Hourglass account, look at his opportunities tab. Where are my referral leads at? Is that something he does? Okay. Do you review your schedule every week on a Sunday or a Monday and then program out what you need to do for the week based on what's in your sales pipeline? Maybe you do that. Okay. And then you need to have one task, one date is one of my rules. So every stage must carry with it a specific action, trigger, and the date it's going to happen. It doesn't have to be an exact date in the calendar, but it has to be this is 7 days away. This is 3 days out. This is today, right? So it's specific. And what's great about this, okay, is that when Rick Ross moves to booking request, okay, and you can manually drag his little contact card over there, that can trigger inside Hourglass a whole sequence of automations. Emails can get sent or an SMS can get sent. All these things can happen, right? Notes can get added to the contact file, right? All these different really cool things can happen inside Hourglass, all automated so that those things don't slip through the cracks like Michelle was mentioning before about the shipping. And then defining your pipeline is next. Okay? So very quickly, you guys, I want you to answer for yourself these 5 questions. Okay? So take your piece of paper, whatever you're using for notes right now, and over the next 60, 120 seconds, I want you to answer these 5 questions. What qualifies someone as a lead? Are there different types of leads? Meaning, is there a lead that comes in from just TikTok conversation GG versus a lead that downloads a lead magnet? Well, to me, those are 2 very different people, right? Same thing as in Andrew's case. There could be a lead that's a referral partner versus a lead who is an actual mortgage client, right? 2 different leads. What is the conversion step from lead to sale opportunity? That's critical. Okay. So in TYME's case, for example, from someone to go from a lead to a sale opportunity, we have to book a blueprint call. So a blueprint is where I map the content to cash system to their business for them. We do that over a 30 to 45-minute call. That to me is a sales opportunity for our system. See what I'm getting at? I show them how the content to cash system works. We call it a blueprint call. So that is the conversion step from lead to sale opportunity for us. What is it for you? And then you can ask yourself, what is the journey through your service or of experience, right? How many stages does that journey have, right? Week 1, week 2, right? How does that go, right? If it's the Arbonne stuff, Michelle, it could be like, okay, what do I want them to know in their first 7 days after becoming a buyer, right? After becoming a client, what do I want them to know after that type thing. And then follow up, you guys. These are people who have not become a client yet. What's your follow-up sequence? Is it just 7 days? Is it 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, 180 days, 365 days? So I'm going to grab a quick glass of water. I want you guys to take 2 minutes and just trust your instincts, trust your gut, answer those 5 questions very quickly, okay? You've probably already started. I'll be right back. There's also something very cool about your members area in Content to Cash that Dorinka can tell you all about in just a moment that has a relationship with what we're talking about here. Okay, just give you guys another 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to wrap up the call. Okay, good. All right, you guys. So as we bring things to a close here, real quick, Drinko, what is inside the members area that helps specifically with the sales pipeline process? Because we've sort of touched the surface of it here. You've checked it out. I know you have.
Probably have. I'm a complete blank, and at least I'm honest about it. Sorry.
There's an entire sales pipeline course
Oh, there is.
right
Yes. Training.
inside your members area, you guys.
There is. Yeah, there's 3 courses. That's one of them. You're right. Yep.
So this is a deeply nuanced subject. Okay, I'm touching on the surface here in Time to Thrive so that I'm making you aware of it. I'm vibrating the problem, as it were, a little bit. Okay, so that you guys know that this is crucial to helping your business flow the way you want it to flow. So you don't miss sales that are sitting there waiting for you and you're just walking right past them. You need to have the system and the structure to do it. And this was a big theme today. System and structure was a theme of the day today, obviously. So give yourself the grace and the benefit of building out some structure in your life so that you're not always starting every day from scratch. Right? So you got to build the foundational pieces of a business, and part of it is these systems. And a sales pipeline system is a big chunk. All right. Now, there's a whole sales pipeline course right inside your Time to Thrive or in your Content to Cash members area. All right. Check it out. Use it. It's a gift from me to you for being a part of Content to Cash. It's right there. It walks through Hourglass. It's not a conceptual course. It's walking you through how to do these things inside Hourglass, piece by piece. As I said, Dorinka's already been watching it. She's already been using it. Okay, cool. By show of thumbs up, was that a good Time to Thrive today, you guys? There was good value there. Okay, yeah, as Gigi's doing, give each other a round of applause. Great work, everybody, today. Good commitment. So let's hear from you guys. What was some aha moments? Can you share one of 2 things? I'd love to hear from you guys. So either a eureka moment, something that popped out from today that was great, something you learned, something you grasped onto, or what that commitment is to overcoming the challenge. If you're open to sharing that, we'd love to hear that too. So who wants to get started? Let's hear from you guys. What was either something that popped out of the Time to Thrive today, or what you're committed to change that challenge into a success? Dorinka, you opened up your microphone. Why don't you get us started?
Yep. No, so thank you to Andrew. I did not realize all that Canva has because I do have the paid version of Canva. And that's part of one of my challenges is just I'm always looking at better ways to do my videos. So I'm definitely going to check that out. So thank you.
Perfect. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, Gigi, you opened up your mic there.
Yeah, so I think your little spiel on self-discipline really hit home because it feels like every morning I'm like, oh my God, I've got so much to do. I've got so much to do. And then if you really think about, so I think I wrote this down word for word. I says, I need to define what I need my day to look like. And if I go with my goals, is that actually what is going to make me hit my goals? What is it that's going to help me make that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Great, Gigi. Thank you. Okay. Who's next?
I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely reiteration of keeping focused, keeping persistent. Organized planning, of course, is a key principle by Napoleon Hill as well. And this
Biggest chunk of the
exactly
book.
putting, yeah, it's putting this all together into an action strategy to keep on going and make it easier. You know, the productivity, different insights are really good, and getting that. You're tracking the interactions, tracking the conversations. Those things are going to really it shows you it's evidence of where you're moving forward. So thank you. Very good.
Yeah. You bet, buddy. Great. Great. Michelle, Andrew. Michelle, go ahead.
There are so many great gems in this class today, so thank you for that. One thing that kind of hit for me is in terms of the whole self-discipline thing is putting in like review, like opening up Hourglass every day to look at it because I've been so hands off,
Mm.
I know you guys are doing everything that I'm not in there and I'm not playing with it and I'm not looking to see if anybody liked anything or anything. So making that a habit of doing that at least 5 days a week, like during the weekday, to get me more in hands on with my business.
There you go. There you go.
Thank
Love it.
you.
Yeah. Eventually, you got to get in the pool, right?
I know.
Yeah. You're not going to swim without getting in the pool. Okay. Love it. Perfect. And Mr. Dove.
Mine's more on the focus thing too, is just try to figure out a system that works for me, that for every day to keep me on track at least 90% of the time instead of half the time. Would be I could probably work less and be more productive.
Yeah.
Just getting time back from 9 to 3. A guy should be getting a lot done, but I could probably get all that work done in an hour and a half if I was actually on track.
I think so. I'm a really big believer, Andrew, in as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, one of the reasons we got into this, and I think probably everyone's going to nod their head when I say this, is because we want to build a life on our terms, right? We want to build a life that's on our terms. I don't want a boss telling me that I got to be somewhere at 10 a.m. I've got to be there till 5:30, right? Then I'm allowed to go home. We don't want permission from anybody. But the flip side to that is that we have to have what Napoleon Hill talked about, that self-discipline, to then carve into existence the role that we do want, right? Because if we let life just show up, it turns out that the nuances and the weather of the day becomes our boss instead of ourselves, right? So we're being dictated terms by all these outside pieces instead of ourselves. When what we wanted was to dictate it ourselves, but we let go of the responsibility and handed it over to the universe instead. When what the universe is saying, well, define it. What do you want? Because if you don't define it, I'm going to hand you something and you may not like it. Right. And then 6 months later, you're frustrated. But if we have to, as I said, I love that quote from Tony Robbins. We don't get what we want, we get what we tolerate. Right. And so, and to go, okay, I am not going to tolerate me being unfocused. I'm not going to tolerate me having blocks of chunks of my day vanishing into the ether for no apparent reason. I'm no longer going to tolerate, me not having 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day for Michelle here and going, okay, I'm going to go into Hourglass. I'm going to explore one area of Hourglass, right? Where's my contact information? How do I put notes in? Okay, cool. That's not that hard. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to do it again tomorrow, right? I'm no longer going to tolerate not being the person I want to be. Because if you stop tolerating it, right, it's just like you going to the gym, Andrew. If you tolerate not going to the gym, you won't stay in great shape.
That's another struggle.
But I mean, but you know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
what we get. And we say, oh, we got to set great goals and everything else, but you're going to get, what it is that you put up with. We have the same thing. We see it from our kids all the time, right, Michelle? Right? Right, Andrew? Like we get what you
Yeah.
tolerate.
And can I just say one thing to add on to what you were saying before is like, would you hire yourself like as a business person, right? And so I was listening to one of our calls the other day, and it just really hit me because everybody's like, because somebody asked, how much do you want to make a month? And some people are saying 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever that number is. And then she said, are you doing what the activity to earn that? And
Mhm.
if you're not, like, how dare you ask for that much if you're not doing that? And so like that really hit me because honestly, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So just to kind of, I wanted to relate that back because I thought about that earlier.
Love it.
I look at it as like we're manifesting all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to manifest? It's
Mhm.
it's our choice. It's our decision.
That's right. And so the manifestation and what Michelle was just referencing and the toleration we're always manifesting, right? Like when I decided to move, that we were moving to White Rock in January of this year, I wouldn't tolerate not moving. It's not that I wanted it, because I wanted it, but I would not tolerate not getting it. See what I mean? There's a difference. It's like, no, no, no. I've made that the equation. I will do whatever it takes. Like Michelle was talking about. I was driving out to White Rock. I was dragging my wife out here multiple times a week. And she's like, why are we? This is another 2 hours. We have to drive out here. It's 30 to 45 minutes or an hour walking through another. And I'm like, no, I've made the choice, hon. I'm no longer tolerating living in Abbotsford. I am only going to tolerate living in White Rock by the beach. Full stop. End of sentence. She's like, but you're getting surgery at the end of January. And I'm like, did you not hear the first part of the sentence? I don't care. Right? Michael, here's your cancer diagnosis. That's great. I have to move an entire house. Doesn't matter. Right? I've got to bomb all this stuff down. And I foolishly did it myself. But the fact was, like, I was not going to tolerate not getting what I wanted. So you guys are right. Like, what's the equation? What are you, if you want these things, Michelle, if you want a $50,000 a month business, what are you going to do to get it? Are you going to tolerate $5,000 a month business work and hope that it hands you 50 grand? Well, that doesn't really work. And there's a lot of people out there that are going to make you promises that say, oh yeah, put in $5 worth of work, get $100 back with a value. That just doesn't work that way. It might work that way temporarily for some of these people, but it's not a long-term solution for any of them. Right? So, okay. Love y'all. Call is over. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching the replay, everybody. This was a great one. A great one. Excellent progress, y'all. So 2 weeks from now, we have our Time to Thrive, which will be all about SWOT. SWOT analysis is next one, right? So get familiar with that process. Make sure you grab your worksheets for SWOT. Go in and watch the sales pipeline course. It's really good, actually. I was watching a little bit of it prepping for this video, and I'm like, it's pretty handy. I don't know who that guy was talking, but he was okay. He was not so bad. So go in there, do that, and love you guys lots. Do your videos, get them out there, keep marketing, keep pushing. Happy holidays. Ciao for now.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
Have a great week all.
Love y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.